How's it going, everybody? It's Ryan Saplin here, fitness coach, fat loss expert, novice powerlifter, coming to you today to talk to you about depression. And why do I want to talk about depression? Because I'm an expert on depression, at least with myself anyway. And I'm going to share my experience with you, a little tidbit of it anyway. But first things first, housekeeping. If you're new to the channel, check my links in the description. I just put together a fat loss guide called the 7 Fat Loss Food Secrets. I just created it, so if you are interested in losing body fat and would like some great valuable information, take a look at those links and download the book. So let's go on today's topic, talking about depression. And I want to talk about this because I had this feeling of depression the last 2 days. I guess you can't really call it depression, not clinical depression, but not feeling your best or not feeling great. And how do you deal with it? I think as an introvert, as I've talked before about being introverted just the way I am, I'm going to go on a little tangent here. When I say introvert, I really think that one of the biggest reasons, not the only reason, but a major reason why I know I am introverted is that I'm afraid. I'm wondering if that's the reason why. I can't say that's necessarily the truth, because introversion means that you get energy with being by yourself, more or less. We have a combination of being introverted and extroverted, meaning that you get energy from other people and you get energy from yourself or being alone. But my point of talking about this is that I do get energy from other people, so I have a little bit of extroversion, but a lot of my introversion is that it's very tiring when I have to work with other people, especially one-on-one as a coach. It's exhausting for me, or just interacting with people, especially when they're new to me, when they're new clients, or even just new people, right? I'm on my, I guess you could say, best behavior, but definitely I'm using more energy than necessary, and I'm not as relaxed. It's not like you do if you're with your best friend, or with your significant other. But getting back to the idea of fear and being introverted, is that I think that's one reason why. It's because I'm afraid of connecting with people. And I think that's a normal thing. I don't know if that's necessarily related to being introverted, but I know for a fact that if you are introverted, it doesn't make it any easier, that's for sure. But talking about depression and going back on the main topic, is that one of the reasons why I found myself getting depressed was simply because, one thing I did notice is the weather. There's a seasonal depression. The sun, it was like super sunny last week, and this week it's been dark, and I don't feel my best, and the sun's not out. So that means I need to take vitamin D maybe? I have no idea. But when I get like that, how do I deal with it? How should you deal with it? And I'll tell you right now, the best thing that you can do, the best thing that I've done to battle depression is to do exercise, to lift weights, do something, do some push-ups, run, something that's going to get you going, get your adrenaline going, and stop feeling the shittiness of depression. You could be depressed about something that's sad in your life, or you could just be depressed because you go in and out of it like I do, because I really have no reason to be depressed or have this bad feeling. But because I'm so aware of it, and because I'm such a feeling person, if that makes any sense, I'm so in tune with myself, or maybe I'm hypersensitive about my feelings, I guess you can say. Over analytical is one way of looking at it. But my point is that I know it's coming. I can feel it. I can feel the sadness, the darkness coming, and it's not very big, and it doesn't hurt, but I know it's coming. It's that inkling of self-doubt that's just kind of like rearing its head. And it's like, I can't hear exactly what it's saying, but I know it's coming. And it wants to say, when it gets close enough, what you're doing is a waste of time. That's what it's saying. What you're doing is not going to work. And it doesn't say that because I can't hear it. But it's a feeling of self-doubt because you don't hear it. I kind of hear it. I hear it when my saddest times, and I haven't felt like that in a while. I'll tell you right now, because I am dieting, cutting weight. It's definitely an effect. When you cut carbs make you happy. I'm telling you right now. And you cut carbs and you're not happy. And I'll tell you, it's a little bit off topic, but I'm telling you right now, that's what happens. And then also, if you are not taking stimulants, or you're cutting back on stimulants, or you don't get enough caffeine pre-workout, you'll get sad. Because that's what it is. When you're low carb, how do you counteract low carb sadness? I guess you can call it. You have more caffeine, which in itself is probably not the best thing long term. But again, short term, trying to cut down. I'm trying to compete at 181 in February. I'm currently about 196. I got a lot of time, but I want to, not lose a crap load of strength. I don't know. I'm going all over the place with this whole depression thing. But I just want to say that you're dealing with depression. You got to do something. Gotta lift weights, gotta do push-ups, gotta do squats. The whole idea of I listening to this podcast or interview on London Real with it's called London Real with Elliot Hulse. It's a pretty recent interview. It was in June of this year, and it's 2015. And he says this thing called the body is the mind, right? So I feel it in my body. What that really means is just he feels it in his mind. It's the same thing. And if you're feeling depressed, that means your body's feeling depressed. So how do you get your mind your body not to get depressed? You put some adrenaline in. You run, you do some push-ups to failure. Do something to failure, because when you push yourself that hard, it kind of kicks the adrenaline going and it makes you feel something else. Because ultimately when you are feeling depressed, down, or sad, you snap out of it by inserting new feelings. You can't just make depression or sadness go away. What you can do is you can put new feelings, and that's what you need to do. Anyways, that's my cue, because I do have to go. Thanks for listening to watching my video, and I'll see you guys on the next video.